Hi, welcome Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So today we're doing our weekly collective tarot reading for the week of September 28th through October 4th. So hard to believe it's October already, but here it is. So we're doing our weekly reading. So let's see what's going on for the collective. And this reading is intended for everyone who's going to watch the reading or, is drawn to the reading. So it's collective, so it's all air signs. And as always, take what resonates in this reading and leave behind what doesn't. And please hit that like button. I'm trying to grow my channel and I'm asking for your help. So please, if you enjoy this video and the other videos I put out, please always hit that like button to help it get out to more people. That helps it get seen by more people and helps my channel to grow. And also, please hit the subscribe button, and that way you will get more videos that I put out. So the collective weekly reading, the one we're doing today, I do every Saturday. So that's going to come out every Saturday for you for the upcoming week, for the following upcoming Sunday through following Saturday. And then I just want to let you know that tomorrow is going to be the collective October reading. And then on the 30th, which I believe is next Tuesday, is going to be the the element readings for October. And that's all coming out next week. And then next Friday, of course, will be the element readings for the weekly. So I added those to the schedule as well. All right. So I feel like we need a little more shuffles. That's like the cards are trying to come out of my hands. So let's see what's going on here. We've had some intense, energy over the last couple weeks of September. When I've been doing these weeklies, I've been seeing it, even like the monthly and mid-monthly as well. All right, let's see what's going on for the collective. What is the energy for the collective for the week of September 28th through October 4th? Okay, one more shuffle. All right, so let's see what's going on this week coming up. All right, so our first card out, we've got Justice, Judgment. Okay, two big heavy hitters right off the bat. Ten of Pentacles. Oh, the Hierophant. Two of Wands, the Devil, and the Eight of Wands. All right, so so this is a small spread that I do and for these quick little reads. And we have four major arcanas in this read. So that's a big deal. So that's telling me right away that there's going to be a lot of big energy this week coming up. Either starting to come in or has already come in, but that's, just by looking at that alone, I know that we've got some big energy going on. So coming into the week of the 28th of September as a collective, we're in this energy. So we're in the Ten of Pentacles energy. So what I'm hearing and feeling is we've been working hard on our pentacles is what I'm hearing. And the abundance is coming in, but it's not like it's kind of behind the scenes right now. Like it's slowly trickling in for the collective. And what I mean is the way things used to be, where money was mostly gathered up by certain groups of people and then everyone else was left out, basically. That's going away. So the burdens on the majority of the population, like taxes and, fees and things like that, they have been added, to the system. I feel like, and I've been seeing this for a while in the cards, but I feel like that's going away. And it's going to become more abundant for everybody on the planet. So you're not going to have just a few people that have all the abundance, material abundance, and everyone else doesn't, as it has been. That's not going to be the case anymore. So we're getting out of that old system. So I feel like what I'm hearing with this card is I'm hearing abundance is coming in, but it's slow. So it's kind of like and it could be coming in behind the scenes. Like things could be happening with the financial system behind the scenes for the betterment of humanity, but we're not seeing it yet. And that's what I'm getting. It's like things are already happening to help humanity with the financial system, with the financial abundance, but it hasn't, like, it's not uh, common knowledge among humanity yet. But it's already kind of happened in the background behind the scenes. These things are already happening. And I feel like some of that is, relieving burdens. Like it would be, certain taxes being done away with and fees being done away with and things like that. I think that's part of it. But we're getting into a system where money and abundance like that is going to be spread out evenly among everybody on the planet because Mother Earth is able to provide for everybody. There should be nobody that has lack or scarcity. Part of the reason why we have that is scarcity and lack is not only because of the way the systems were set up to make sure that happens, as it was done on purpose, but also our consciousness. We have been programmed to accept scarcity and lack as normal. And so through our consciousness as a collective, yeah, see, my nose is itching on that. So that's a good way of, that's the way the universe tells me I'm right on track with this. But um, so basically, our consciousness has been programmed to accept that and take it as normal, to accept scarcity and lack, that's normal. But it's not normal. And we've been programmed to accept that. But see, now the consciousness of the collective is changing across the planet, and that's going to change that thought process. So that programming is going to go away with scarcity and lack. So we will no longer be in that mindset. So I feel like those are the two things going on with the collective right now in regards to, the financial systems, money. But I feel like that's what was been going on behind the scenes. I keep hearing behind the scenes and I see like a curtain. I'm seeing a curtain and then it's like behind the scenes, like the curtain gets pulled away. So these things have already been going on behind the scenes for the collective. We just don't, it's like not common knowledge yet, but that's the energy that we're in coming into the week of the 28th, which is great. I mean, it's great that this programming's going away in our consciousness. It's great that the systems that have kept us in that mindset and kept us financially, in lack and scarcity is going away. So that's all happening. So that's good. That's really good. And my nose is still itching. That's really good. So my nose itches a lot during these readings. But how we are in a current energy. So as a collective, this is us. We want justice. And it could be going back to this, how we've been programmed and trained to accept scarcity and lack, and the old systems have been a hindrance to us. It could be we want justice for that, but it also could be, a whole slew of things. But I feel like I'm seeing people that are angry, like people in the crowd, like a protest or something like that. I'm seeing like groups, like a group of people, and they look angry on their face. So it's kind of like we want justice as a collective, and it could be for a bunch of just a group of people's what I'm seeing, but it could be for anything, things that we felt slighted. And it kind of goes back to the earlier reading I know I did in the last couple weeks. I've been getting a lot of information's going to come out in October. We have a lot of facts and truth coming out. So it could be that. It could be information that comes out or truth or facts that come out and it makes people upset because that's what I see on their faces in that group is like they look upset and angry and they want justice. It's like they're demanding justice. Um, and also in the current energy. So there's something really big happening with the collective. It's so something huge is happening, but it's not what I'm feeling is it's divinely guided. So what's going on right now with the collective, there's a lot going on and there's a lot I keep hearing going on behind the scenes. Like, again, I'm seeing that curtain, but it's like, but it's definitely get divinely, guided and meant to be. So it's like, and it's kinda like I'm seeing a snapping of fingers. So it's kinda like, things are gonna change like a snap for the collective that fast. It's gonna be a real fast shift because I feel like a bulk of the work has been done behind the scenes, behind the curtain, so to speak, and then it's like all of a sudden, it's gonna seem very sudden, like a snap, things change for the positive for humanity, but actually, it's been worked on for a while. It's just we're finally seeing it open and in our face is like a snap. But definitely something big is going on. And we are going to get, and the atmosphere is this. So going back, I'm hearing systems. So going back to wanting justice as a collective. So this is the cards that are for the current energy. And these are some big heavy hitter cards right here. Okay, so there's a lot going on this week coming in for the collective. But I feel like, those systems, those systems are changing for the betterment of humanity. They were set up again, not to be for the betterment of humanity initially, but that's changing. So it's like, but we're changing it through our consciousness. So the collective consciousness is changing these systems for the better, but we want justice and we are going to get it. We are going to get justice is what I'm hearing. We are going to get it. And these new systems are going to be rebuilt. So he kind of looks like a judge a little bit when you look at this card. And this card has many, many meanings, but I feel like what I'm looking at in the spread, to me, I'm seeing like a judge, when I'm looking at this card. I'm seeing a judge sitting on a bench, and I feel with a gavel in his hand, and I feel like there is going to be justice for the collective, and it's going to help us rebuild these systems for the betterment of humanity. So we're basically going to rebuild them in our vision of what we want for humanity, which is which is basically the betterment for humanity is what we want, right? So that's what we're building. So we are going to get justice. We're going to change those systems for the betterment of humanity. And like I said, definitely divinely inspired on this. Like I'm drawn to this angel up here. And so yeah, definitely like a snap. It's going to seem like things are going to happen really fast. And I don't know if it's going to happen the week of the 28th through October 4th really fast, or it's kind of like the energy, because this is the current energy. So it could be it happens this week or it's getting ready to, but it's like things are going to happen really fast and it's going to be really intense. Like there's something really big happening. And I feel like the emotions of the collective are going to be intense because this is the energy we're in right now. So I feel like this week there could be, a lot of real intense emotions out there in the collective. So just be mindful of that. People kind of on edge, really, fed up. Like I say, like I'm seeing angry, upset. So that could be happening this week. So it could be a real intense week with that. And but it is going to, something big is happening. Just remember, it's divinely guided. Everything that's happening is divinely guided, and it's meant for the betterment of humanity because the divine wants us to be full of joy and happiness on this planet. Like he wants that for us, right? Because he has unconditional love for us. So he wants that for us, and he's helping us to change our systems and our beliefs and all of that so that we can achieve that joy and happiness that he wants for us. So he's helping us to make these changes to our planet that we need to make to have the type of life on the earth that we deserve and that we are meant to have. Um, so going into the near future, we are looking at our options. So as we're building these systems as a collective, we're looking at our options and looking at which way we want to go and how we want to proceed as a collective. So we're kind of like, we're now in charge. We're now going to kind of, we're going to let go of those old belief systems that held us in scarcity and lack and held us down, like held us. And part of that is I'm hearing negative self-talk. So like patterns and within us all that we have our programming indoctrination where oh, we're not good enough, we don't deserve that, that kind of negative talk. So we're doing away with all that, but now we need to decide, like, how do we want to move forward as a collective? Like, how do we want to rebuild these systems? How do we want to redo all this? And that's a big responsibility, but I feel like there is definitely, and this is the advice cards I got for this week. So some big cards here too. But definitely there is some information coming out. So facts, truth, information coming out. And what I'm hearing is it's not going to be easy to hear. So it's going to be information, facts, a lot about dark side activities. And that's what we have here. Dark side activities that have negatively influenced humanity for thousands of years. So that information is going to come out, stuff that we didn't know about, that was that humanity didn't know about, that was kept to the shadows. I'm seeing shadows. I'm seeing like shadow beings, the dark side driven activities that humanity didn't know about. Facts are going to come out about that. Truth information is going to come out about that. And it is going to be hard to hear because it has been kept from us. It's been kept secret. And so we didn't know about and all of a sudden it's like it's going to come out. Like boom, it's in our face. And it's going to be a little hard for us to deal with and hear, but it's going to help us. Like we need to know about these things so that we can rebuild in our image, and how, like, as how with the divine's help, how we want the earth to be, how we want it to be on a global way. And of course, so I said something big is happening behind the scenes. So I do feel like information facts is going to come out starting this week. And it's like I said, it's going to be truth. It's going to be information that was probably kept from us, that we didn't know about things going on that were negative. So like negative activities, dark side activities, behind the scenes that have been going on, that have been affecting humanity negatively, but we didn't know about them. So, and plus like negative energy. So like negative actions, behaviors going on that we didn't know about. So, that lower vibration, negative stuff that we didn't know about. And it's not just dark side, but it can be also like just activities, just like negative behaviors, negative activities, things like that, coming out to light that we didn't know about. So it looks like that's this is a big reading. This is like a really deep reading for this week. So it looks like the week of September 28th through October 4th is going to be a big deal for the collective. And I could see, like, I felt that, over September, like ramping up with that, truth and information coming out, because I've been getting this a lot the last couple weeks. And it looks like October is going to be a big month for that, is what I'm feeling. Like we're going to really have a push consciously with this truth and information coming out, but also, with this, it's like all of this happening this week is just showing you. And this is just the beginning of October. Like this reading is just covering that first, couple days into October. So it's going to be a big week. I mean, this is a lot of big energy happening. And I feel like this is going to carry over not just those first couple days of October, but, all throughout the month of October. So it looks like October is going to be like, basically a very wild month with energy, but very intense. And it's going to be some major changes, major things happening this month. So, you know, but going back to hang in there, I mean, because it is divinely guided, and stay focused on that. When you hear things, just use your discernment and intuition to decipher whether or not, you should really pay attention to what's being said, because sometimes not everything is true or accurate that we're hearing. So use your discernment to decipher that. And just hang there, hang tight with your vibration, keep your vibration up, and don't get sucked into that lower vibrational energy. Because I do feel, okay, I'm hearing something here coming in, that the dark side is going to try to keep us in this lower vibrational energy. So we're going to hear about the things that's been going on, and we're going to hear about it, and this information and truth's going to come out. But they're going to try to keep us in this lower, because they benefit from it by keeping us in that lower vibrational energy. So just, it's going to be about them, lower vibrational energy, and about dark side is what we're hearing. But also they're going to try to keep us in that lower vibrational energy, because they're trying to hold on to power and control as long as they can. And the light's already won, and we're just seeing it manifest into the lower dimensional 3D world. But they're still holding on, they're not going to give up easy. So they're going to try to keep us in that lower vibrational energy. So just make sure, that you keep your vibration high, and that you don't fall into this during the month of October, because we need for us to reach that threshold in consciousness to really uplift the planet to higher vibrationals, to higher dimensionals, we need to, or dimensions, higher dimensions, we need to reach a certain threshold of the collective needs to have higher vibrations. So just make sure you stay in that higher level. But and even though stuff coming out might be upsetting to us that we hear these, about these lower vibrational dark side stuff that's been going on, behaviors, actions and such, just keep in mind that it is divinely guided and that we need to know this information so that we can make good choices moving forward about how we want our planet to be as a collective, how we want our earth to be. So that's what I have for the week of the 28th through the 4th. I hope you enjoyed that reading. It was pretty deep, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.